Hey everyone, and welcome to another Rock for a Q video and another set of frames from somebody new to the channel now. And this chap I'm going to play, who I hope is going to become a regular playing partner, who, well, already is becoming a regular playing partner. This set of frames I'm going to show you now is the second time we played, and we've played again since this was recorded. Unfortunately, wasn't able to film the first and the third time, but this second time we were able to film. This chap's name is Brendan. He's actually another YouTuber, though he's not a snooker YouTuber, but he is a, I guess, van life stroke stealth camping YouTuber. His channel's called Brendan Explores, and he's super enthusiastic, super nice guy, and yeah, I enjoy watching his channel.
So I'm going for something slightly different tonight. Instead of fajitas that we cooked up on the long mend, I'm going to be having some chicken skewers.
We met each other because we were both looking for a team to play in the Shrewsbury League. Somebody in my club gave me his number, and I dropped him a message. And unfortunately for me, he'd already found a team, but he had been checking me out on YouTube and mentioned that he wouldn't mind playing me and playing me on camera. And yeah, we agreed to meet up and play. So a bit of a snooker history for Brendan is that he started playing when he was about 11, and he actually got pretty high up in the junior amateur ranks. And by the time he was 14, he'd made a break of 117. But unfortunately, for whatever reason, at 17, he stopped playing and basically put his cue down for around 10 years. Excuse you. He put his cue down for about 10 years and picked it up a few years ago and started playing more casually and, you know, sort of at the very club amateur level. He's just this year joined a club team. Unfortunately, it's not at my club, but it's at another club in town. So he does actually play against my club occasionally. He is a member at my snooker club as well, but that's by the by. So in terms of his recent form, he's made a 52 break quite recently, but he's certainly not where he was back when he was a teenager. So I think he's a good person for me to play because I think he's obviously a slightly higher standard than me. I'm obviously yet to make a 50 break in a match, my highest still being 37. So he's not staggeringly better than me in that I'm going to be sat in my chair or picking balls out for the whole match, but hopefully he will punish me if I make mistakes, but also he will give me chances to make breaks of my own. And so let's have a look at this first frame and see how we get on. Off we go with frame one then, and Brendan is to break. And yeah, a couple of things to say about this. These are a bit more heavily edited than my other matches. For example, my best of 35 with Sai. So I've cut out a fair few misses and sort of safety exchanges. I've left in safety shots that lead to a mistake or lead to a pot, and yeah, hopefully it still tells the story of the match, or the frame at least. And yeah, so pretty half decent safety shot from me. Left Brendan a chance of this long straight red though into the bottom corner, but yeah, it's not just warming up. We haven't actually had a warm up on this match, and as you see, Brendan actually fouled off the early on, so I've got a bit of a 4-point lead. But that's a pretty poor shot from me, and yeah, tricky rest pot for Brendan, but he plays it really nicely. So although I left for example, I left the shot from me in before just to sort of show you how Brendan ended up with that shot. So that's not necessarily a real bad mistake for me because it wasn't an easy shot for Brendan. But anyway, he's got a chance for this green, and he can hold for the red in the left corner, but he's not quite got that one in. And that means he's left this red to the left corner from me. But I didn't get it, so I cut that shot out, unfortunately, which is pretty disappointing because it was quite an easy pot. But I did get this chance here, which kind of plays a shot to nothing, thinking that if I missed it, I'd probably hit the near jaw and the red would go down the other end of the table, and leaving the white there would only leave a difficult pot, essentially, or a safety. But I got it in, and I've got a shot of the blue, though it's tricky. It's a bit more of a wider angle. Well, the angle's not too bad, actually, but it is a bit further away. But anyway, it goes in. And I do go into the bunch, and it's not bad. I've got this red that's basically on the black spot. And hopefully can get round for... I mean, probably not really thinking too much about position, if I'm honest with you. But you never know, I might be able to get round for the blue or even the green back into the same pocket if I don't hit it too hard. But the red is the priority, so then at least I can play a safety off the colour. But I don't get it in. I felt like I should have got that in because that red was pretty much on the black spot. Anyway, a couple of shots later, and I get this chance. Just really close to that red with my hand, but just about managed to not foul. And nice little kiss on the pink, pushes that out towards the middle pocket. Well, not towards, but in line with the middle pocket. So should be no problem getting this pink in, and I guess it depends what I want to do with the cue ball. Ideally, I mean, a more confident me would maybe screw back for the red at the bottom of the bunch if it goes, but I'm just trying to get over for that red that's sort of through the gap between the other reds. But I have to play it with the rest. There may have been a hint of a plant on, I'm not sure. Oh no, I'm maybe looking at this red at the top of the pack. Okay, so that's maybe what I was trying to do. Get to the red at the top of the pack, and maybe we just ran a bit too far. But still, this is potable, and I play it as basically a shot to nothing because the white will be going up the table. And that's basically what I've done. Didn't want to get right into the cushion, obviously, because I wanted to transfer the brown if I got it, but I didn't. So anyway, a couple more shots later, and I've left. Brandon has left me this chance to the middle, which I managed to roll in nicely and get pretty much perfect on the blue. So a choice of red here to go for. Most of the bunch in the middle are kind of covering each other to the right corner, so probably going to try and get onto the red that's the lowest of the reds. And no. But I'm not really sure what I was hoping would happen there, but it certainly wasn't anything good. So it's just a safety off this red. Yeah, I think so. That's what I was going for. I don't think I was going for the pot. And it's okay. So I've got a pretty handy lead in this already, and it's me that... Well, what happens here? This could either be me messing up a safety shot or me getting a pot in. One of those two things might be true. And it's me messing up. It was neither of those things, was it? It was me messing up a long pot attempt when I wasn't far away, but because I was close to it, I obviously left this pot for Brendan. And can he get around for the pink? He can indeed. Pink is on the black spot because the pink spot was occupied when that was potted. Hope you like the new graphics as well. I think they're a bit more compact and simple and clear. I think this is not quite their final form I made. I think I made one more change for the next match I'm going to show you, because I did the edit on this quite a while ago. And the diamond at the end of the bar, which shows the player that's playing, I made that white with a sort of dark background, with a dark border, so you can see it a bit clearly when against the sort of darkness of the rail. Anyway, Brendan misses that pink, unfortunately. Tries to force it in, I guess, try and get some action on the cue ball. It doesn't quite happen, but no real damage done, I don't think. He's left the white on the bottom cushion, on the black cushion. But I can possibly play this red as a shot to nothing and look to go up to Bork. And I think that's what I tried to do. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's why I left that shot in the edit. And left, but I have left Brendan this long red, but he's not got too good close to that, so that's left me a chance. Now I've got a red to the top left corner, but this is the obvious red to take. Now can I get up for the blue? Oh, I've just overcooked it a little bit. Oh, otherwise that was a pretty good line for the blue. Just slightly overhit it, rolled on too many, like 2-3 inches too far. But actually it's rolled relatively straight into so that it's pottable into this bottom right corner, and should be okay for a red after this. But I don't get it. So a few shots later and I've left with this cut into the left corner, but I don't get that in and kind of stick it up for Brendan. But he's also got this one to the right middle as well, which is possible, but he's taken this one with the rest and the extension. Now can he get on a colour? Just a little unlucky with that cannon on the green. It was always going to be tricky though to get on the blue, to get nicely on the blue anyway.
I don't know. I think it's the light. I think it's the light. Yeah. It's just everything looks. As soon as I
So what's he going to play here? Just having some thought, some discussion. When I record commentary, I don't have the sound on from the actual room, so if there's a discussion going on, I can't hear it. So I'll cut back on this blue. This is tricky, but goes in nicely. Now, has he run far enough past the pack to be able to have a shot on this red in the middle? If he has, that's good, but it's still a very difficult shot from right on the cushion like this. No, he's just going to roll up to them. He's okay. I think he was a bit worried at the time, if I remember right, he was a bit worried that it was going to roll into the black because it was just had a slight bend on it. So, chance to cut that back into the middle, but didn't quite work out. And what's he left me here? Well, he's left me a tricky pot, which I actually get very wrong and get very fortunate that I plant the red in. And yeah, I was explaining to Brendan that I did kind of hit it a little bit thicker because I thought that the worst case it might go in off the other red, but I should have just gone straight for the pot. Anyway, it went in, so can I capitalise on that bit of fortune, get the yellow in and maybe get on a red, make a little bit of a break here? Well, I get the yellow in. That kiss on the red hasn't done me too many favours though. I've just run a little bit too far for one of these two reds that are together into the top left corner. If I was left-handed, I'd maybe take one of those on, but being right-handed, I have to use the rest, and I don't fancy that. The cue ball will be coming back down towards the other end of the table where there's a few reds available. So that's why I'm taking this long red on, but I don't get anywhere near that, and kind of get away with it. Have I covered that red with the brown? I don't think I have actually. Well, if I hadn't, it didn't go in. So a few shots later, that red is still there, obviously, because that's what I'm playing. So obviously Brendan didn't play it. I go for it on that attempt, but it doesn't go in, and I think I get away with it a little bit because I've got the cue ball on the cushion. But this is still a pottable shot for Brendan, and he played it really nicely. Could do with a little bit of luck to get on the black, and he is on the black. It's not on its spot, so it's obviously a little bit more difficult. If this was on its spot and the white was there, you would have no problem. But this is a little bit more tricky. And it's a bit of a risk as well because the white's going to go back up towards the reds because all the reds are now at the other end of the table. But risk reward, and he gets his reward because he's slap bang on one of these reds to the left corner after that really nice black. And he's pulling himself back into this frame after a pretty sluggish start. So can he get one of these reds in and get on a colour? He can't. Oh, it's a good positional shot on the brown, but he just misses the red. And he's pretty unhappy with himself for that. There was a few for the taking there. You know, Brendan is definitely capable of a 20 or 30 break from this situation. And, well, it's a nice pot from me, and maybe a little bit unlucky on the reds, but it is what it is. Can I get to this blue, or is this red? Is the cue ball too close to the red for me to get to the blue? If so, it's black or pink, really, isn't it? It looks like I'm lining up the blue, so yeah, I'm going to take the blue, but I'm digging down. Not really sure why I'm digging down, but that could have landed worse. And a few shots later, this is Brendan's shot, and plays a pretty good safety shot.
Yeah, not bad.
And kind of leaves me in trouble, so I feel like I'm kind of forced into a pot here, and I do actually get the pot in, and not too bad on the black. I mean, I'm a bit close to the cushion, but the black is on its spot, and I'd fancy myself to pot this sort of 6 or 7 times out of 10. Am I going to play it, or am I going to chicken out and play safety? No, I'm going to play it. Well, 6 or 7 times out of 10. That was one of the 3 or 4 that didn't go in, unfortunately. Brendan's got this one into the middle. Red's pretty much on the pink spot, and then in it goes. But he's just stunned it a little bit and didn't quite control it as much as he's wanted to, and it's just run into the pocket. Give me a chance to put the cue ball in the D and line that pot up well, but I didn't really get into that. I sort of decelled and left myself awkward on the yellow, but it is cuttable, and I could send the white round the angles and back down for the red, the lower of the 2 reds into the same pocket. That's my thinking. But well, I didn't hit it hard enough, and I also missed the yellow, so never mind. So, but a few safety shots later, and I get another chance on a red, but I miss it. That was pretty disappointing. That was a decent chance. Pink was there. It was tricky along the cushion, but fancy myself to pot the pink. So Brendan's got this red into the middle, and he gets it, and he does the blue past the yellow. I'm pretty sure it does, but it's thinner than it looks perhaps on the screen. So what's he going to do here? He could play a snooker. Obviously that red is right on the cushion. But no, I think he's going for this pot. Oh, he doesn't get it. I think he was trying to move the red as well, to be fair. He was going for that. It could have been well, maybe not a frame winner, but it could have been his chance to get right back in it. Bit of a safety mistake from me. Leave Brendan a chance of this red to the middle, and his middle pocket's putting's been pretty good this frame. And there goes another one. And the black and the pink over the pocket. Oh, I thought it was going to go enough. Black and the pink pretty much over the pocket. Certainly the pink anyway. He's going to have to get the long stuff out for the pink though. But it should be fairly good angle to go back up for the yellow. What's he going to play? He's going to play the black. It goes in. I think I would have played the pink, but you can't really criticise when it goes in. So yellow, does the yellow pass the pink into the left corner? I don't think so. So he might just decide to play a snooker here. He's still 11 points behind. Yeah, looks like he's playing a snooker. Push the yellow behind the blue. Oh no. Well, he's playing a snooker, but not how I thought he was going to play it. But he didn't get the snooker, but it's safe enough. But a chance for me to put a safety shot in, and I did, and that's what the result of that shot was, I think. But leaves Brendan a chance of this long yellow. Oh, well, it was unlucky, but the yellow actually didn't go straight in the pocket, and that's why the cue ball went in after it. If he'd got the yellow directly on target, the white wouldn't have gone to the pocket. But anyway, the yellow goes back in its spot, obviously, and it gives me a chance. And then I play another. This is the second time I played another pathetic yellow like that, not really thinking about what position I wanted green. All I needed there was just a real delicate screw back for the green into the right middle, and I just was not thinking. It's just concentration is all that is. I just need to make sure I concentrate on some of the easier shots.
Yeah, yeah. Could be. I mean, it's probably technique, but it was pretty off-putting. Yeah, yeah.
So what's the scores here? So still plenty available. So just a safety shot, trying to get down behind the black and the blue, but not quite. But it could have been worse. And a few shots later, Brendan has this green safety shot here. No, I think he goes for it. I think he went for it. And it goes wrong and leaves it for me. So green here and then off the cushion for the brown. That's what I've played. Just come a little bit too far though. I would have preferred to have had a... I think I've come too straight on this brown, so it's going to be difficult to get down for the blue, but I only need the brown. So just make sure the brown... Well, I didn't try and make sure the brown... I did get it at least, but I did screw back to try and get to the blue, but I don't need the blue for frame ball. So just try not to foul now and try not to give Brendan... I mean, ideally pot this blue, but if I don't, which I think I don't, try not to foul and try not to give Brendan an easy snooker opportunity. So yeah, just trying to make sure there's distance between the cue ball and the object ball, making it as difficult as possible for snookers. Anyway, a few shots later, Brendan gets this. Now, does he pot this or does he... No, he goes for a snooker. Oh, but he's very lucky stroke unlucky, because he certainly wasn't playing for that, and he didn't want that. So now he's just got the two balls to snooker with, which is going to be very, very difficult. So he needs to get the pink down towards the black, or the kit. Sorry, or he needs to make it so that I leave the cue ball close to the black, I think. Anyway, doesn't happen, and he leaves me that long pot, which I just don't quite get. And that gives Brendan a chance of a snooker here. So black and pink close together, cue ball not a million miles away, and he has a chance here. And it's just run a bit too far, and look where it's going. That is so unlucky. That's an horrible way to lose a frame, but lose it he did, win it I did. So yeah, end of the first frame, and that was a victory for me, but it certainly wasn't a shining performance for me, and I think Brendan suffered. He was struggling with the lights on the table, and it was the first match we'd both played on the table with the new lights installed. That's why my camera looks a little bit washed out, while the footage looks a bit washed out, because I hadn't adjusted my camera settings for the new lights and had to do a lot of fixing in post, shall we say, to try and bring the lighting levels down to a more appetizing level, I guess. So he struggled. There was actually a second frame which I did film, but I missed the start of it because I'd forgotten to start the camera. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to work out what the scores should have been. I didn't even have the scores at the end to work backwards from, which I sometimes do. Unfortunately, I'm not going to show that one. I can only tell you the result, which is that I won that frame. But it's a shame I didn't get on camera, because I think it was a better performance, certainly from my point of view. I think I managed to get a break of... It was either high teens or early 20s, I'm not sure, which is, in a match is pretty handy for me. Before we take a look at frame 3 or frame 2 for you guys, please remember to like the video if you do by clicking the thumbs up, which is down here somewhere. Also, if you're watching this video without being subscribed, which is certainly a few of you, please consider subscribing to the channel. As I say in every video now, I'm on a push to try and get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2023, and your subscription will really mean a lot to me. So yeah, if you do like this kind of thing and you're interested to follow my snooker journey, please do subscribe to the channel. Anyway, let's have a look at this second stroke third frame. So on to the second frame that I'm going to show you. As I said, this is actually frame 3 of the session, and I did win frame 2. But this is frame 2 for all intents and purposes, because it's my fault that I didn't record the beginning of frame 2. Sorry that the camera is a bit blown out here. I tried to correct it, but it didn't seem to correct as well as the first frame did. So Brendan's left me this long pot. I took it on because there was not much else on really. Obviously all the reds were covering each other pretty much, so I thought that was worth taking on. Brendan's just going to play a containing one here. Oh no, he's changing tactics. I think he's played containing, but he's tried to split them up to give himself a chance, knowing that he's probably a better break builder than me. He needs some open reds to try and make a break. But it leaves me that one. I had to use the spider. I cut out probably a minute or two of me trying various different poses to get yoga poses to get to it without actually getting the spider out, but it didn't work, so I had to get the spider out. Oh, but that's disappointing. Black off the spot. I know the cue ball was on the cushion, but really should be getting those in. Anyway, Brendan couldn't capitalise, and a few shots later, this is my pot attempt, but it goes wrong. And yeah, that was again, just didn't need to play that pot. I just had to play the safety shot, but gives Brendan this chance of the red in the middle with the blue. Nice and easy. So can he hold for the blue? No, he goes right out and tries to get down the table and just gets unlucky with a kiss on the red. So just a safety shot here. Brown, I guess. Try and put the cue ball on the cushion. Yeah, that's what he's done. Played it nicely. Now this is going to force me into a mistake. I haven't cut it, so I'm guessing I either pot one or I make a mistake. I make a mistake. I try and hit it very, very thin and miss it completely. So 4 points to Brendan. So safety mistake from me leaves Brendan with his red over the middle. I guess the only good thing is that the brown might be blocking the blue into the opposite middle. So he tries to play that with some spin on it, and I don't know if he was playing to go in the pack, but it was a good shot if he did. It was just didn't quite have enough power to split the reds, but just playing a safety here off the yellow, maybe half an eye on the pot, but not really. Good safety. And this one, well, I'll let you watch it and then I cued that so badly. That was meant to be a little bit thicker and play as a safety shot, and I hit it too thin, ended up potting it, and the cue ball came right back towards down the other end of the table. So I was very fortunate with that one. So I was just explaining that to Brendan there, that I was playing it as a shot to nothing, but overcut it. So can I cut this brown in, compensate again for a little bit of good fortune? I can. Now, is this red going to go into the pack? And, well, it goes into the pack, it flicks off the pack and goes straight in the pocket, which is rather disappointing. So 4 more points to Brendan. So attempts at a pot, doesn't get it, and he's left a little bit of a, I mean, it's a tricky one, but these middle pockets aren't too stingy, so get that one in and nicely on the blue. So what can I do here? Not much in the way of reds to go, so can I go in the pack and split them up? That was the plan. I mean, it's not too bad. I'm sure a pro would be able to go from here, but I would have liked a nice straight red. But, well, I can probably cut this one in, or towards the pocket at least, and play it as a shot to nothing. That's what I've done. And it goes. Pretty happy with that. Wish I'd committed to it a little bit more and not hit it so hard, but still, nice pot. This black is possible. Or can I get through to the yellow? No, I'm going to try the black. No, wasn't far off. But it doesn't go in and leaves Brendan a couple of chances. But doesn't get them. So a few shots later, Brendan has a safety shot. And plays it really nicely. Is he going to snooker me behind the green here on everything? Not quite, but still a good shot. But there is this chance of this red. It's very similar to the black that I just missed. And then that one goes. Flick off that red though hasn't done me too many favours. Well, actually it has, because it's now lined up nicely with the black. But I'm going to have to get the long stuff out, I think, to play that. So just take the black, not really thinking about position. Especially when I'm going to have to use the extension. Although we have just had some new extensions bought for the club to match the new lights, so this isn't one of them. This is one of the old ones actually, but we've got some new ones. So I'll kind of get this black in for the 7 points and then play a good safety. Black goes in, kind of forced it. It was a bit queued up a bit addressed a bit further from the cue ball than I wanted to. I should have stood up a bit and had a look. And then that shot was a mess, an absolute mess. I'm very lucky if I haven't left Brendan something easy, which I haven't. So just a safety shot here. Well, I think that's what he was playing, but I mean that red was close to the pocket, so maybe you did play the sort of plant, but it was kind of like an in-off rather than a plant. So it was a good shot though, and a nice blue. Right, can he get this red in? Up and down the table, back for the blue maybe, or is he going to just stay on the brown? Right, it's a nice pot. Just a little bit too low on the cue ball maybe, but still he's got a chance this brown. The cue ball should be heading back towards the reds. Brendan's not a fan of the sort of step at the edge of the table there. He's quite a tall chap, and yeah, it's a bit too close to the table for a lot of people, not even that tall people. I mean, it's not ideal for me either, and I'm only 5'10", and I really wish the club would take it out or make it smaller. But I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Oh, it's another mistake from me. Another one of those where I try and hit thin and I don't get it right. So another 4 points given away. I think that's 12 I've given away in this frame. Well, a bit of a safety mistake for Brendan. Leaves me this chance of the red to the middle. Or I'm going to play this one because the brown's making it a big pocket. That's what I'm going to do. And it's worked out okay because the brown hasn't come too far away from the pocket. So this brown's still possible. Now, can I get the cue ball in a position that I can get the red? Well, can I pot the brown, but can I get the cue ball in a position that I can pot the red near the yellow? It's tight, I think. That the angle I need to hit it at that's going to possibly hit the yellow first. So I think I might actually turn it down. I do, in favour of this tricky red to the middle, but play that pretty nicely. Bit too hard because I was trying to hold for the brown, but pretty much lined it up on the balk line. But am I going to take the green and just take the easy points again? No, you got to take the brown, surely. Yeah, that's the right shot for me. Digging down though, probably don't want to dig down. It's made me miss it. I think I was a bit worried about the in-off in the middle pocket, that's why I dug down. Now, will Brendan try and take this red on with the yellow close by? No, he's going to try and get this one in down the cushion. This is risky because if he misses it, especially if he hits it slow, it's going to stay there. He's hit it with enough pace. Oh, it doesn't just quite come out. I don't think he's covered it with the pink and the two reds. I'm looking, it's close. Do I need to play a swerve here? No, I think I can get to it. I tried to screw back out for the pink, but well, probably the blue actually, because the pink wouldn't have gone to the left corner, would it? So maybe I was just trying to get a pot. I don't know. So, blue safety shot, or am I going to take this blue on? Look like I'm queuing to hit it, pot it, and that is a pretty nice pot. Obviously, no real position available. Kind of played it as a shot to nothing with the cue ball going into balk, but still useful points at this stage of the match. And I hit that too thin, a bit worried about catching the pink, and this may have left Brendan a chance here. Can he get past the pink? He can. That's a good pot. Again, played it as a bit of a shot to nothing, so he's not really managed to get position on a colour, but chance of a snooker here, or at least a very difficult safety shot for me to get out of. Yeah, he's played the snooker. I think, I don't know, maybe I can sneak past this green, I'm not sure. At the very least, maybe I can get between blue and pink and come off the black cushion to the red near the yellow. I think that's what I do play, yeah. This could go wrong, could be an in-off. Oh, played it nicely though. Luck maybe more than judgment, but it still worked out pretty nice. All that's left, Brendan, is this middle pocket pot, but I'm showing it, so I'm maybe wondering if Brendan actually gets it, or he either gets it or he leaves it for me. Oh, that is a really wonderful pot, and nicely on the pink, or the black, really. Pink would be better, easier for position. Oh, I think he played to try and move the red off the cushion rather than just screwing in behind it. So he hit it a little bit hard. So nearly fluke one, but it doesn't fluke it. And I wouldn't say I've stuck it up for Brendan, but I've given Brendan a chance. This is cuttable into the middle. But he plays a double, and he plays it really nicely and gets lovely on the black. So how straight is he on the black actually? Does he have enough angle to be able to come down the table for the yellow? He does, but I think he's maybe just under hit it. He could have done with rolling past the pink a little bit, past the blue, and so he was then past the pink. So just having to play a bit of a, well, bit of a safety shot, just trying to hit it really, because he was kind of snookered, and he leaves it for me, and the yellow does drop, but it did think about it. Green is on the cushion, so pot is unlikely, but can I play a sort of top hat safety shot, try and leave the white where the green is and send the green round the angles and back down the right hand side of the table? Well, I didn't leave the right where the green was, and hold my hand up on that one. I was just playing a safety shot there. I think I talk about that. I just watched a video on YouTube about playing billiards to improve snookers, because a couple of you after my snookers video suggested playing billiards, and that shot is quite a common billiards type shot, I think. Well, not quite safety shot as good as it should be. Gives Brendan a chance the brown to the corner. Should be able to stun for the blue, but it's a tricky pot. Well, he's just playing a safety. Tried a similar top hat double. Oh, and he's not far off. And actually, I'm getting towards the business end here, so I think there's no more editing. I don't think, anyway. Maybe the odd bit of thinking time, but I think I now show every shot. Oh, is this brown going to fluke? Oh, it's not, and it's just gone safe. Could have hold my hand up there because it could have easily left it over the pocket, but it's just gone awkward. That wasn't far off. Hit it quite hard, so it's going to be. It would have had to be super precise to go in, but he's left me a chance of it. Don't think I'm quite straight. I think I'm slightly high, so could potentially come off the black cushion and back out for somewhere near the blue. Playing it with a little bit of top, a little bit of left hand side, and maybe just overcooked it slightly. No, that's pretty good. I would have been happy with that before that shot on the brown. So blue and pink required. Oh, but I was just not thinking too much about the pink and ended up hitting the blue too thick. I think I've got the pink at the right angle. The position on the pink would have been... Sorry, I've got the blue at the right angle. The position on the pink would have been perfect. But it wasn't to be. So, chance for Brendan to either play a good safety shot or does he go for this pot? He went for it and it goes in. Pretty nice pot. Under the circumstances, plays it such a way that the cue ball stayed at that end of the table though, so he's got a very long, difficult pink. And he needs both the pink and the black. So just a safety shot. But it could have been better. And I've got myself a chance here. I just need this pink, so just need to roll in the pink. Even could potentially use the black as a cover ball if I don't get the pink in. Just play it pocket weight. No, maybe I had a bit more angle than I thought, but I still miss it. And yeah, that wasn't good. Should have took a bit more time on that one. So rest shot for Brendan. Can he put this pink away, get on the black? He can do that, and he's got a very nice kiss on the black. Pushes that towards the middle pocket, and that's surely frame over. That was a very nice little kiss there. Deserved a bit of luck. It would have been very harsh for the black to roll onto the cushion. So no qualms from me, no complaints from me rather. And there he goes. So Brendan does manage to pull that frame back. And yeah, 1-1 in what you saw, but as I say, I did win the middle. So frame 3 went to Brendan then, and he definitely started to improve. And I think if we played a fourth, it probably would have been a much more convincing win in a fourth frame. But since the first 3 frames took so long, we unfortunately did not have time for another frame, unfortunately. Anyway, that's all from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's, I say, Brendan, I think he's going to become a regular playing partner for me. So hopefully you enjoy watching him play. He's also offered to do some commentary with me, which if you watch any of his channel, you'll see that he's certainly not shy of a camera or shy of a microphone. So that hopefully will be quite fun if we can ever get that organised. As I say, I played him since then, and we actually played last night, but the club was full, so I wasn't able to film it. That was 4 frames, and it was 2-2. So we're definitely sort of a good match for each other. As I say, Brendan, I think, is slightly higher skill than me, just slightly better break builder than me, but not staggeringly so that I can definitely still compete. Anyway, that's all from me. I'll see you in whatever the next video turns out to be.